Well, it's being hailed as an enormous win for healthcare in Australia. Life insurance companies are set to be banned from hiking premiums if a person takes a genetic test that finds they're high risk. The government says the move will encourage people to use the technology, which it says is a helpful tool in preventative health.
Comedian Michelle Brasier lost her brother and her father to cancer and was among those calling for the change. Thanks so much for coming on, Michelle. Really appreciate your time. Why is this decision important to you?
It's important to me because it means that I have access to this kind of testing and that I don't have to choose between life insurance or actually living. And it's something that I wish that my brother and my father had access to.
Michelle, you haven't done these tests yet, but what will it tell you and how will it help?
So, no, I haven't. I have suspected Lynch syndrome, and if I do the test now that the laws are changing and I find out that I do, there's all kinds of things that I can do. You know, I can actually go and have operations that can be life-saving for me. So it's an enormous new can of worms that honestly, it was kind of like, oh, okay, now I have to be really serious about this now that we've kind of won this battle. But I'm really excited to see what happens next.
I think you're just amazing. You're incredible for what you do.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
If the news comes through though and the results are kind of what you're expecting, but is it bad news for you? And will it change the way you approach your life?
I don't know that it will change the way I approach my life. I mean, all the work I make is about living as though you only have a shortened lifespan. I mean, I was told by a doctor I have a 97% chance of developing cancer young, and so I act as if I could be hit by a bus tomorrow anyway, you know, and I could, and we all could. So I think that realistically bad news for me might even be freeing, because at least I'll know what the bad news is and what I can do about it, and I'm still going to appreciate everything that I have.
Michelle, you live this life with this spectre of cancer potentially hanging over you. As we said, you lost your father and your brother to cancer.
Yeah.
You're also a comedian, though. So when you reflect on that, I mean, I hate to ask it, but also I kind of want to know, is there anything funny about cancer at all?
I mean, cancer itself isn't funny, despite all the awards I have won for my comedy. But I mean, I've been working on this work for a long time. Like my show Average Bear was about this. I've spoken to you guys about, and my book, My Brother's Ashes Are in a Sandwich Bag, is about this and the kind of place between laughter and crying and how grief kind of sits in that space. I mean, I think that we have this idea that we should treat people who are grieving or people who are dying with, like, you know, wrapped up in cotton wool. And I don't think that's true. I wanted to create a space where people can come and have a laugh and feel like no one's going to try and, you know, send them home because they have to be careful. You know, I want people to feel like they only have a shortened lifespan, sure, but they deserve a laugh, like they deserve a good time. And I think there's so much comedy in dying and in funerals. There's some of the funniest things have happened to me at my family's funerals. Like, you know, it happens.
Do you have a message for the insurance companies?
For the insurance companies? Don't Google me. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, you know, please look after us, look after people like us, but also it's best if you don't.
Aww.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on though, Michelle. Brilliant stuff. Michelle Brasier, lovely to talk to you. If you want to hear more about Michelle's incredible story, her book, My Brother's Ashes Are in a Sandwich Bag, is out now. Michelle Brasier, everybody.